dropped the camera out of shock. I braced for the noise. Here comes Jenson, and I got a fantastic, I think it was about 25 seconds of footage of Jenson donuting, burning it up. Just about 4 feet from my face. Fantastic. I thought it was going to explode. It was a brilliant moment, and then I was just happy thereafter. Got my shot. And of course I ended up sort of watching all of this action through the camera. So once I'd got that great shot, I got the odd photo, but then I could just enjoy it then, and actually watched some more Jenson with my own eyes. And he did quite a few more bonus runs actually, but by this point we'd moved further up the line for a different view, see what was going on, and we were on the straight more, so we could see him going really fast, but you missed him. I tried to take a photo and it just got blur of silver and red, but fantastic. The announcer, we needed him there, we didn't know what was going on otherwise, so if he was sat further round, unless they have a proper tannoy speaker system that goes entirely around the circuit, I don't know. But we always knew what was going on, felt like we were in the centre of it, despite being at the end of the run. If you were at the start of the run, you might have seen Jenson. On his last run in the F1 car, I think slightly deliberately, I don't think he was that bothered. He dropped it and stalled it. He didn't crash it, but stalled it to such an extent he wasn't going to get it going again. So we got out of the car and ran back to the start finish line, high-fiving people as he went, and I was slightly jealous, but nice for the fans. He signed a few autographs, but not many, a handful really, so sort of out of thousands, a handful, so would have been nice, but it wasn't actually going to happen, was it? So didn't take the shine off it though. It was entertaining to see, and then we were all waiting for Jenson to make his way to a sort of stand podium quite high up in the middle of in the middle of the square. Many hundreds and hundreds and probably thousands of people gathering round. We didn't get a terrific view, but nonetheless we were in earshot of it, and I recorded the entire interview, well, almost the entirety of the interview, and he gave a great interview. He was it was him, it was in his overalls. He was entertaining. He gave a very sort of honest and fun interview, despite it was the same MC guy doing the interview. It wasn't his fault, but some of the questions that they asked were just nonsense about cooking. Jenson doesn't want to talk about well, he did brilliantly. Jenson did talk about cooking brilliantly because he's a brilliant man. He could roll with anything. But he talked about his latest Grand Prix in the season so far and his favourite tracks and stuff. So very good. He's a great guy. He's a great representative of Formula 1. And I prefer Jenson to Hamilton. If it was Lewis up there, well, donut-wise, Lewis would have been pretty good at the donuts. I think he's a fan of doing donuts. I think he'd have done them just as well. Jenson's donuts were flawless, in my opinion. I've not got much comparison, but there was certainly no complaints from me. Superb stuff. Lewis just as good, possibly slightly better because he's incredibly enthusiastic about it. For the interview, Jenson was brilliant, really fun, got the whole crowd really cheering it on his side, and great guy, and he gave sort of 15-20 minutes. I don't know what I was expecting really, but I was very happy with it. And well, I tried to zoom up close to the camera, but it wasn't really going to happen. And yeah, once he'd gone, we left very satisfied. There were some So if you got into the VIP area after a hell of a queue, it wasn't going to stand around and see what the queue was going to be like. It was going to be hell. It was going to be hours, at least an hour. And for maybe they had some go-karts there and a sort of little track, but I think that was only sort of two carts at a time. You got to wait hours for that, and it didn't seem to be up and running at the time we were waiting. And it was wet. There wasn't a roof. Have a go in the simulator. Yeah, the simulator looks pretty good. If I was inside at McLaren HQ, I'd be very, very keen. And to be honest, I'd be keen anyway. But the crowds were immense, and I don't know. I'd not necessarily had enough, but I was very, very satisfied, and I was happy to leave it at that. I think there might have been selling some memorabilia, but it wasn't signed unless you got to see Jenson and you weren't going to see it, so it was just some memorabilia that you could order from a catalogue fairly cheaply anyway. I don't know if the prices would have been too different. A lot of people already had the McLaren merchandise already, so I don't know. But all organised by Vodafone. Brilliant work by them. They chose Manchester, which I think is fantastic, because the last time an event like this happened anywhere, it was London, and years ago. And would it have been worth going to London for that? It's great if you're already in London, but from Manchester to London to go and see what we saw, as brilliant as it was, I don't know if it was worth. Oh, that's the phone. The most ear-piercing noise in the world. But it won't go to answering machine because our answering machine doesn't exist. It's a terrible system. It barely works, and I'm not going to answer it ever. I haven't answered the phone for years. I don't give my phone number away. It's annoying, and it stopped. The answering machine, it's better. Go out of my life. It's stupid. So that's that. It's probably just one of those nonsense. You're interested in changing your provider of some commodities. I don't know, but it's over. Would it have been worth going to London? If you were in and about London, which I will soon anyway, very much worthwhile. Go and hang around. But it was free admission. Massive bonus there. And that's an experience I remember for a long time. I overheard a child on the way back on the return bus journey, and by the way, my journey home was quite fraught as well. Had to wait about an hour in the station, and the information wasn't available on the sort of rolling timetables. No information. Had to ask a bloke. He said ask someone, another bloke, and it was going to be another sort of age to wait for the right bus. And then you couldn't just get on the bus and pay. You had to go back to the ticket office and buy a train ticket that would work. I don't know. So that was rather hell. And there was nowhere to sit. I had to share seats. But I'm very good at choosing who to sit next to, if I've got a choice, of course.